Welcome back to I'm Out Traveling. My name is Raul.
And I'm Evan.
And in this video, we're talking about things to do in Tulum.
First thing you need to know is where do you fly to? So we flew into Cancun because Tulum doesn't really have an airport. And from there, you gotta find transportation to Tulum. So how that work?
There are three different ways to commute to Tulum. Number one will be the shuttle. Number two will be the taxi services. And number three will be renting a car. Renting a car, you're looking at $30 a day. We had a Kia Sorento, a nice SUV that could fit up to 4 people with luggage.
So we saved money and we had the freedom to take the car out.
So speaking of transportation while in Tulum, there are two different options. One will be scooter rentals and the second one will be bike rentals.
So along with having the rental car, we went with scooters.
What up? Hey, I'm loving this, man. These are brand new scooters, and they said that every 6 months they alternate scooters, so you're always getting brand new, fresh scooters.
It looks brand new. It still has the plastic on the front.
And this one even has a USB charger, a port right here.
It was $40 a day per scooter from Tulum Scooter Rentals. They were hands down, I mean, the customer service, as like accommodating as they were, was awesome.
All right, cheers. So you rent a scooter and they give you a bottle of tequila. We got 2 scooters, so we got 2 tequilas.
And then the biggest thing for me was having a scooter around was so convenient. Like the parking situation was terrible, to just be able to park them on the sidewalk and you see them.
You pull up anywhere, you could park your scooter anywhere. Nobody said a word. One of the things to know about scooter rentals in Tulum, whether it's with the Tulum Scooter Rentals or another company, you have to bring a deposit in cash. So each scooter rental, they charge us what, $250 per scooter?
$250 USD cash.
Cash, not even a credit card, so keep that in mind.
2 scooters, you gotta bring 500 cash just for that the whole time.
So let me explain something about the zones, right? For lodging, if you're looking to splurge and have a great time at Tulum, I would recommend staying Tulum Beach, right? You're looking at easily $200 to $1,000 per night. And really, you're looking at more like $300, $400 a night, right? If you want to save money, you're going on a budget, you go to Tulum Centro, right?
But get a hostel for $10 a night.
It was a 10, I thought it was like 500.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's something cheap.
And then if you want something in between, you do AirBnB rentals, and there's a zone right in between Tulum Beach and Tulum Centro called Zama. And that's where most of the Airbnb is at, and that's where we stayed at.
Yeah, it's right. It's literally 10 minutes from either.
Right. It's actually.
And they had a whole little strip, and it was awesome. After we picked up our scooters, we had Lorena follow us on the scooters to our Airbnb, which this place was pretty awesome. So we stayed at Casa Libre. It was phenomenal. We felt safe. They had security there. Instead of me telling you about it, I'll just roll the clip.
Day number 2, Cenotes. That was my favorite day.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a long day, so be prepared. So when you're heading out to Cenotes, the number 1 rule, we're just gonna tell you, if you learn anything from this video,
snacks.
It's this right here.
Yeah.
These are Mexican snacks, bread, candies, I mean, you name it, lots of snacks.
You're not gonna spend all day at one cenote, you're gonna jump from cenote to cenote. So you wanna get a lot of snacks, fill your cooler up with whatever beverage you drink, and grab some snacks because you're gonna want them.
Let's go back to cenotes. So when you're looking at cenotes, all right, there are thousands of cenotes, and because we were there for a short amount of time, we wanted to maximize our day. So we decided to go north on the main strip, and we hit up a couple cenotes. One was Cristalino Cenote, which was the first one we hit up, and honestly, that was probably my favorite one. 1, 2, 3. Woo! What was your favorite part of that cenote?
That we got there early and there was no people there. We basically had the whole thing to ourselves. Maybe one other family and like a photographer.
One of the best things right now, we just talked to the guy up front. 200 pesos. They do not charge you for cameras. You can bring your own snorkel set. They do have life vests if you need to rent some. But the best part about it, it's 9:30 in the morning and there's only one party in there. So come here early. That way you could just have the whole cenote for yourself.
Yeah, we got up, we watched sunrise, had coffee, breakfast, and we were literally, there's 2 cars here.
Let go. No, let go, let go.
There's a lot of them. I know your feet are nasty. All right, so now we're gonna snorkel through the mangroves, and then there's a cave over there, which that's where we're gonna go next. All right, guys, ready for I'm Traveling? Okay, your favorite part of the cenote?
I think it was just like the water it wasn't that cold. I was worried it was gonna be really cold, like the springs in Florida.
Oh yeah.
But no.
Okay. Guerrero, your favorite part of the cenote?
Being able to experience underwater with the sun rays.
The sun rays
Oh,
beaming
yeah.
through.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty cool. Yeah.
That was better.
What about you? I know.
Me gustas mucho culos.
Let's try that again. What about you? What was your favorite part of the cenote?
I like the going underneath the mangroves. It was probably one of my.
I thought
cool.
I thought the jumping was your favorite part.
The jumping was fun.
So to me, my favorite part was the little fish nibbling on my nails and my toes and my ankles.
Ropes.
All the fish, they loved me.
Yeah.
Like seriously, I had them all. Very important. Like I said earlier, we've said it many times in this trip. Beat the crowd. Get here early. I don't understand why people get here at noon. We got here at 9:30, and that's because we went to eat breakfast and we got the sunrise. Otherwise, we would have been here like right at 8 o'clock in the morning.
And at 9:30, we were only like the third.
Yeah. Right around lunchtime, noon is when people start getting here. So this goes for any cenote. So now the next cenote we're gonna get to is gonna be packed. The second cenote right literally next door is called Jardín de Eden, which I was really looking forward to, but it was a Saturday and they were closed on a Saturday. There was a sign. So if you are planning to go to Jardín de Eden, just keep in mind that they do close on Saturday. The next cenote over was actually Cenote Azul, which was another famous one, but we didn't go to that one. It was just too packed.
Yeah, they literally suggested we not even go. Remember, they turned us away at the parking and said go somewhere else.
Yeah, they did, and so that's what we did. We went somewhere else, and we went to Cenote Dos Ojos, which was unlike the first cenote that we went to, which was more open air. This was more of a cave type cenote, and Dos Ojos means two eyes, so there are two cenotes within one cenote. I didn't see any lockers. Maybe there is, so if there is, look for one, but we're just gonna claim a spot right here in the corner. We went up here, these little steps, and supposedly from the people in the water, they're saying that the water is really cold, so just be prepared for that. Yeah.
Is it cold?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Jump. Dos Ojos. Water's pretty cold compared to the other one.
Yeah, it's so cold.
But it's not too bad. You just gotta get in. Out of those two cenotes, Cristalino and Dos Ojos, I like Cristalino better. Dos Ojos was nice. What do you think about Dos Ojos?
It was alright. I mean, I think if you're a scuba diver, I think that's the place to go. You need a flashlight, but they talked about how deep and dark the caves were. I think if we had scuba gear, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
However,
the next cenote, it's called Casa Cenote, which was more towards Tulum, about a 20-minute drive from Tulum. And this cenote, there's something magical about this place, and that's the fact that it has two crocodiles living there. So we ended up scuba diving, which was 2,000 pesos per person, so $100 per person to scuba dive. Or if you don't want to scuba dive, it's 150 pesos per person. All right, so our first time scuba diving.
Let's get geared up. Let's do it.
We saw the crocodile, but the crocodile was sleeping. So the crocodile didn't swim with us, which I was a little bit bummed about it.
if we weren't to do the scuba diving there, I don't know that I would recommend that cenote, just because it's so hard to swim. The current was so strong that you won't really enjoy it. I really don't think, unless you're gonna rent a paddleboard or a kayak, but I mean, even then, like, it's a lot of work.
Yes, it's beautiful, but there are much better cenotes to look at.
Yes.
I'm out
There you
traveling. Another experience for the book.
There you go. So we ended up right after that going to Tulum Centro, and we went to a place called Bonita Burgers, which was, honestly, I loved that night.
Yeah.
It was a great atmosphere.
The food was good. Like, I wouldn't go to Mexico to buy a burger, but I mean, look at it. Like, it's a good burger. And then even the music there, like the band, those two guys that were there.
Right outside Bonita Burger, there was a fire show going on.
Yeah, just happened to walk out. The dude lit his foot on fire.
We wanted to go grab a drink, and we actually wanted to party. So we went to Tulum Centro once again. That's where everything's at. And we went to a place called Downtown Tulum, which is a rooftop lounge, and I had a great time there.
Me too. And we didn't even go to any of the other bars.
No.
I mean, we passed a handful of them, but I mean, we stayed there the whole time.
Moving on to day number 3, we woke up a little bit late thanks to Downtown Tulum rooftop, but we went to the wooden structure with the lady with the chest open.
Right, you can't go to Tulum without doing that. You see all the photos of people to get in their Instagram there.
I like the fact that there was a line.
Same.
So the line though was 45 minutes to an hour, and you do have to pay to take a picture there.
Right.
Another tip that I will give you right now is to bring a change of clothes, because it is a hot line. You're gonna sweat. And the second tip I will tell you is don't be that person. Don't get to the front of the line and just try to figure out what your pose is gonna be. You only have a minute to take a picture. Like there's a sign.
1 minute per person.
Per person. So we were a group of 4. We had over 4 minutes. We used it wisely thanks to this guy knowing what he's doing. But we were also prepared. We knew the picture that we wanted, and Evan did a great job. Yeah.
Thank you.
Right after that, we went over a little bit north of Tulum Beach to a place called the Tulum Ruins, which you guys more than likely have already done research on it. It's 85 pesos per person. Parking was about 200 pesos, and we messed up.
Parking was terrible. Right, I think if we had scooters, I think if we were on the scooters, we would have been fine because there was tons of scooter parking, but we didn't, we were in the car.
We got there right at 1 o'clock, 1:30, and we spent about an hour. And the only reason why we only spent an hour is just because we wanted to maximize the day and we wanted to head over to the beach. Keep in mind the ruins closed at 3 o'clock, so plan ahead because this traffic took us easily 30 minutes just for this little strip. And honestly, if I were you, just go early. Go first thing in the morning. Don't do what we're doing right now. And we went to a place called Pescadores, which was
like 2 driveways down.
It's right there. You could see the ruins from where we're at.
Yeah, the ruins are on the beach.
Right, and so this place was $200 per the section.
Right.
We had a lounge chair,
yeah,
a couple
two like day beds, I guess, day beds and chairs, and a server, live music on the beach.
Yeah, so that was the minimum consumption. I think we paid right at $250, but I had about 3 or 4. I had a lot of drinks.
Yeah,
we
same.
had appetizers, and we stayed there for a couple hours, and you know it was a great time. Here's the thing: most places charge a minimum consumption per person, so that's most of the clubs at the Tulum Beach. And if not, I think all of them, if not most of them, close at 6 o'clock. So that's something to keep in mind. If you are going to go consume at the beach, just try to plan your day early.
Right, they don't kick you out at 6. But the bar and restaurant closed at 6, so we were able to stay about another hour while they cleaned up or whatnot. After that, we decided to finish up our last day walking the beach.
And that's where your Instagram versus reality kicks in.
Yeah, so Instagram versus reality, I mean, you look on Instagram, you see all these beautiful photos. You see Senor Raul right here running down the beach, like Baywatch, looking all jacked. And then reality, 5 steps over, you have him.
A sea of seaweed.
And we talked to one guy that said the seaweed is going to come in. It started coming in 5 days before we got there. And then he said it won't stop until mid-November. So that's spring break, summer, all year, like for basically the peak season, you're going to have seaweed there. However, the resorts and some of the beaches, they rake them up. You know what I mean? So if you stay at a resort, it's almost probably guaranteed that they're going to rake it up. But if you go to like a public beach, you're probably going to see some seaweed and trash.
Overall, the Tulum experience for me personally, I had a great time. My favorite part of Tulum was honestly the cenotes and the scooters. I enjoyed riding scooters all over Tulum. I think it was just a great experience. And Tulum Centro. I love Tulum Beach. Don't get me wrong, but Tulum Centro, the last night actually, we had tacos, $1 a taco from that taco stand.
Oh yeah.
Like that was honestly my favorite dinner the entire weekend.
The cheapest meal that we paid for it was by far my favorite. Like the taco stand, I was kind of nervous to get food from like it looked like a Volkswagen Bug that had been cut open and turned into a trailer, like a food trailer. It was very weird. But the food was the best food we had the whole time.
It was
what, $6? All
right, tacos, yes or no, were they good?
Oh, amazing. The ribs were incredible.
The costilla tacos, highly recommend that, but all of them were really good, especially for $1 per taco.
You can't beat it. That was probably one of the best meals we've had here, and also the cheapest.
That's exactly right. I told him earlier.
That's like,
seriously,
you can't beat it. It was the cheapest meal, and it was the best meal we had.
I've been wanting to come out here since night number 1. We just didn't get around to it. And here's the thing: it's right in front of this gas station, and that's the club we were at the other night. Downtown Tulum is what it's called. Right next to that, you'll find the taco stands.
Gotta check it out.
If you want to have a nice dinner, by all means, go right ahead. But if you want to have a good dinner, go to the gas station. Get some taco stand food. That is probably the best street food ever.
Yeah. And my favorite part was definitely the cenotes and then Tulum Beach. If I go again, I would probably spend more time at at like the Tulum Beach, maybe stay on the beach. Is it overpriced? Yes. Do I want to experience it? Yes. I will pay to experience that because I love the architecture and the culture, like all of the cool things that they do to try to build out there. It's pretty awesome.
With that being said, if you found this video helpful and you enjoyed it, do me a favor, hit subscribe, like, and ring that bell to stay up to date with all our videos.
Ooh, this water is freezing. I'm just gonna stay here for a little bit because this is way too, oh!
So this brings us to the topic of Instagram versus reality. Hold on.